Hello EFD squad and welcome back to Continental Club, where we discuss the hottest topics in European football. Your topics actually, because you send us questions and we answer them. Patrick Van Straan, you put the tweet out today. How do you rate the calibre of question this week?
Low to middling, not great.
It's actually a compliment from the big man, Michael McCubbin. How are you? How are you, Ringlets? How is life in general?
Yeah, good. Ringlets are on, kind of probably
on
like
point.
7 out of 10 today. But,
on point.
But yeah.
When was the last time you brushed your hair?
Probably about
90s?
15 years ago, yeah.
Decent.
Probably. Actually, if you brush my hair, it doesn't look very good, so decided to not do that when I was about 14.
Do you know what happened? Yeah. What else happened that was a rarity recently? Patrick Van Straan went to a football match in the stadium.
Yeah.
Normally likes to view from the bath, you know.
I do actually, yeah. I watch most of my games from the bath.
You went to the Arsenal game against Atletico Madrid yesterday.
Yeah.
How was the atmosphere? Did you join any chants? Did you have any half-time beverages?
Join any chants? Have any bants? Yeah,
Because Arsenal have two chants, don't they? And one of them is, Ospina!
Oh, no one really does that though. Like most people, when Ospina gets the ball, most people say,
"Oh no!" Oh
no! I did join in some chants because it's a big European night, and I thought that we needed kind of the atmosphere at the stadium. And to be honest, I thought it was a pretty good performance. It was pretty dominant, but that annoying breakaway goal from Atleti, which was just like suddenly three things went wrong. So it was a perfect combination of bad luck and stupidity.
Yeah.
And then the tie's probably gone, whereas we could have won it 2-3-0.
Stupidity rife though in that Arsenal defence at the moment, isn't it? I
actually
saw a
squad run Mustafi.
Yeah, from Scorecard, wherein you created 27 chances and Atletico created 2.
We had 19 shots from inside the box. But it was just like, Mustafi falls over, Koscielny tries to clear it and it bounces off his face. Like, Ospina saves it, but it goes between his legs, but it doesn't go out of play. Like, so many things went wrong for that goal that it just like, sometimes boneheaded things like that happen, but I do think we should have gambled a little bit more earlier. Anyway, I mean, you can't really complain that much about the performance, but it sort of feels like that Europa League time might have gone. But anyway, it's good to go to the stadium.
Bump into any dickhead fans?
Yeah, I mean, our fans are the worst fans in the world. But
great.
Yeah,
Olivia,
it was all right.
Temps, you,
George, Dave Jackson,
sickening,
and Sav.
Wow, something's going on upstairs. You can probably hear. Right, first question. Let's get straight into it. Kyle Webster. I was going to say Kyle Walker, but I'm guessing this guy doesn't play for Manchester City. At Kyle WXB, actually. And he's asked, should Salah win the Ballon d'Or if Liverpool win the Champions League? Surely in contention already. Okay, let's see how he compares to the world's best players, Michael, before I come over to you, bro.
Yep.
Salah played 47 games this season, scored 43 goals, and he's got 13 assists. Ooh. That is what we call in the business a madness. Ronaldo, 39 games played, 42 goals scored, 8 assists. Messi, 50 games played, just the 40 goals, 18 assists.
Good.
Yeah.
How good are Cristiano and Messi that kind of Salah has been heralded for this season, and he's kind of having like an average Messi or Ronaldo season.
Yeah.
Neymar, 30 games played, 28 goals, 16 assists, but of course he's injured, and unless Brazil win the World Cup, I reckon maybe out of contention at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my opinion last because I value you two more so than myself.
Oh, that's kind
because
interesting
team player and all that sort of jam. Go on, kick us off, Michael.
I think Salah's definitely at the moment in the top 3, isn't he? And if he wins the Champions League, then he has to be considered. And if he does so as well, I think it will take Ronaldo or Messi winning the World Cup for him not to be maybe a top 2 favourite. I really think like he is having like an extraordinary season, like in terms of the goals and assists he's putting up from his position as well, the kind of influence that he's had on Liverpool.
Do you think you'll break Ian Rush's record of 47 goals in a single season for Liverpool?
Well, he's got 43 at the moment, so that would
he's got two games left in the Champions League if they get to the final.
Yeah.
But
4 games left in the Prem, right?
But you don't know how many of those he'll play. That's the only problem, right? It is quite tight.
True.
It is quite tight.
It'd be nice if what a first year.
I'd like for him to break the Premier
amazing.
League goals record, which
that
looks like he probably will.
Yeah.
He needs one more.
Yeah.
Who holds that at the moment? Shearer.
It's Ronaldo, Shearer, Suarez,
Suarez.
all together.
33, right?
31.
31,
in the league. Yeah.
How did Suarez do that with, when he had 8 games chalked off at the start of the season? Anyway,
Didn't take
Yeah,
I think,
penalties either.
I think we might discuss that on Sunday Vibes. Overlap. Go on then. So where would you put him? Top 3?
Oh yeah, I'd definitely put him in the top 3,
sorry.
and I'd say based on, it's always confusing with Ballon d'Or a little bit as to what's the time frame for it being judged. So like, I would Ronaldo's been amazing in the Champions League, obviously in terms of his goal scoring record, and he's picked up a lot in domestic competition over the last few months. But over the course of the season, Salah has been an absolute revelation, and is definitely ahead of Cristiano.
Well,
just considering how bad his form was at the start of the season.
When he's not had as an exceptional a season as Messi, but still won trophies, that's been the justification for giving him the trophy before, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Ronaldo. So if Real Madrid don't win any trophies and Liverpool do win the Champions League, it just might happen. Although Barcelona undefeated double, if it happens.
And then if Messi wins the World Cup.
But there's also
could well happen.
FIFA the Best award as well, right?
Yeah.
So now they've kind of separated Van Straaten. Do you see the same player winning both?
I don't really know. I'm not really sure like what the difference is between them. Because in the past there was like the World Player of the Year and the Ballon d'Or, and they pretty much always went to the same person.
Apart from when Ronaldo, 9 won.
I don't know.
Won it twice, didn't it, without winning the Ballon d'Or?
No, he won the Ballon d'Or twice.
You also had Ronaldinho winning
League.
it, and then Shevchenko winning the Ballon d'Or. I can't remember how that went.
It was all a little bit complicated. I think an interesting like kind of thought experiment for it is like, let's say that neither Liverpool nor Real Madrid win the Champions League, and let's say Ronaldo and Messi don't win the World Cup, then who wins it? Because I actually think
Messi.
Yeah, but I think, and I kind of agree, because I think Messi is always the best player in the world in a given year. But I think it's just like, the trophies in a way shouldn't really make a difference. Like obviously a great performance in the final is amazing, but are we going to pretend that like Liverpool got to the final of the Champions League just because of Salah? Like Salah's absolutely incredible. He's been their star player. But we were talking the other day about how amazing Firmino's been, even how good Mane's been, even the contribution that Coutinho made before he went. Like people have had really, really good seasons for Liverpool outside of Mo Salah, and similarly for Real Madrid. You know, Asensio's come through in the clutch. Even Bale in the middle of the season when Real were really struggling came in and had a really good like 10-game stretch, which kind of carried them over for a little while.
Which kind of goes back to what Michael's saying in terms of what time period is this judged?
Yeah, I mean, after Ronaldo's first half of the season, I just don't think that you can give it to him, no matter how good he's been in the second half, really. Mo Salah's been really consistently great, but Messi is the guy who has sort of done the impossible this season. You take Messi out of that side, and I don't think Barcelona are near the title.
No
matter how good their defence is.
I completely agree. Firmino, first season in the Champions League, 10 goals, 6 assists is it so far?
Jesus, really?
I think he'd only managed 1 in European competition prior to that, in 11 appearances in the Europa League. I think Mane has 8 and 9. So I get what you're saying. This Champions League has been a team effort. That has to be taken into consideration. But even then, that's like a pro for Ronaldo, isn't it? Because he scored all of Real's goals in the Champions League. Yeah. So I don't think we've cleared anything up there.
And if he wins the Champions League, Ronaldo will be on 5 Champions Leagues, which puts him 1 shy of the all-time record, which is Francisco Gento, who's obviously like Real Madrid icon. Puts him level with like Di Stefano, like the greatest player in Real Madrid history. Paolo Maldini, Like I mean, that is a truly amazing achievement. And to be fair, he has made the difference for them the last 3 or 4 seasons.
And we've seen these awards go to individuals before as a result of sort of an accumulation of things as in their career thus far. As in Ryan Giggs, PFA player, we're talking about Sunday Vibes, weren't we? It's sort of like a token gesture as a sort of end of career. Kind of. But
I feel like Ronaldo and Messi don't need that because they've just won so many awards already.
I articulate that poorly, but you know. Is the conclusion that we'd all like Salah to win, but probably not going to happen?
I mean, if we're wishing, then I just wish that the Ballon d'Or be discontinued. That's what I wish.
Fair.
Stupid.
Next question comes from Harrison P. Jones. Full respect for putting your middle initial in your Twitter handle. Me too. Cool guys, stop sighing. His question is, what was the biggest mistake in terms of selling a player this season? Salah is not allowed as an answer. That would be tremendously boring. So let's just skip him and also address what players should clubs looking to be keeping this season? Terrible English from me, but we're gonna move on. Please answer one of those two questions, Patrick, or one in a seamless answer.
I'm going to go for Anthony Modeste. Was like a really big mistake to sell him last summer. I think he overperformed last season, and there was a lot of money offered. I think it was like 35 mil from Tianjin Quanzhan, but he got 25 goals in 34 appearances for Cologne last season, and they finished 5th. This season, without him, they've scored 1 goal per game, and they're bottom of the Bundesliga, going down. That seems to be
Fallout Boy.
Quite a bad turn of events for them. So yeah, I think that was a little bit of a mistake. Because also 35 mil it is a lot for a club like Köln, but on the other hand, like it's not like crazy money. You know, it's not like 70 mil.
A lot for a player like him as well, though, right? Because that was kind of his one standout season.
He's quite old
In his entire career.
But similarly, Lukaku, like last summer, we said Lukaku. I would definitely remember us having the conversation where we were like, we kind of feel like he's gone for a little bit under his market value, given his age and his scoring profile. And his effect on Everton has shown, I think, fairly clearly that his value to them was probably greater than £75 million.
And pretty important in terms of Ronald Koeman keeping his job. McCubbin, what are we saying? One player that shouldn't have been sold, one player that shouldn't be sold this season.
Last summer, I mean, I was going to say Jeffrey Kondogbia, probably Inter could have done with him this season, and you've seen kind of how positive he's been at Valencia.
Yeah, love him.
Definitely could have been, a very effective tool for Spalletti to use. He really kind of links up kind of defence and attack very well, doesn't he? Marcelino definitely benefited from getting him, but that was a loan move, wasn't it? So he could still go back to Inter.
And they did get João Cancelo in return, and as a result, they've got the joint second best defence in Serie A. They've conceded 23 goals in 34 games. It's the same as Napoli. Yeah. So you could argue that it's kind of worked out.
Gagliardini as well to
Brozovic, Valero.
Play that position too, right? So I suppose it made sense at the time, but just as well they got decent output out of Valencia, because I suppose it means that now Inter may reclaim some of that mammoth fee.
Sure.
And I think he's keen to stay in Valencia. I'm not sure if his season has been sufficiently good enough that it's going to win him a place in France's World Cup squad, though. He's had a very good season, but that's why he moved to Valencia. Do you think he might creep into Deschamps' thinking?
Hopefully, but I mean, you can't see him getting into the starting lineup, really. I mean, they've got such... they've got obviously Kante and Pogba take places, and Matuidi as well.
Don't get me wrong, he's had a good season, but he needed to have an exceptional one, didn't he?
But Matuidi's declined a lot. Matuidi's had quite a bad season, I think, and Bakayoko's had a poor season as well. So it may be that there is a little bit of space for him.
Plays into his hands.
I mean, hopefully it would be great to see him go, because I always look at him and I think he's got kind of similar skills to someone like Moussa Dembele, in his ability to like just kind of beat guys and like link defence to attack, plus that great left foot. So
he was in the top 4 last season, wasn't he, in terms of dribble completion percentage?
Yeah, I think he had like a 90%.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And Dennis Rice won over 3.
I thought he completed more than.
I think he does. I think he has done. He's been up to like 3 in the past. Because I remember looking at it one time, and he was definitely in the top 2 or 3 central midfielders in the world for dribbles completed per game. But to be honest, you don't necessarily have to dribble a lot, you just have to dribble successfully, right? Yeah. And that's something he can do. So if a team asked him to do that more, it looks like he could do it.
Because Moussa Dembele was sort of 2 or 3 a game, wasn't he? And Lamina was actually matching up to that this season.
Yeah.
I thought Kondogbia was a little bit off the pace, but in that regard, but maybe not. Anyway, what was the question? Back to the question. McCubbs, who shouldn't be sold this summer? Digressed a little bit.
Very, very quickly as well, I think. It wasn't last summer, but another Frenchman, I think Dimitri Payet. I think West Ham not doing more to please him, and
that situation became untenable, though, didn't it?
It did. But I feel like if the summer before they'd actually recruited better and showed him the kind of ambition that the club was kind of supposedly had, that maybe he would have been more inclined to stay. And it's now very clear that he was the kind of man just kind of leading them. Obviously, they've recovered a bit more now, but after months and months of just horrible unrest at that club. This summer, difficult one. I think from a United perspective, it's going to be really sad when Martial eventually leaves. I think in the long term, that's going to be that's going to really hurt the club.
That's a really good
I think
shout.
that's the United squad in general. I was thinking about this earlier. Over the last few years, has actually been managed really poorly, and this could be another example if he does go of just like really bad squad management and really kind of bad kind of planning in terms of transfer business.
Could come back to Port Mourinho a little bit. Kevin De Bruyne-esque.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Salah and
just forced him into my answer there,
yeah.
so we can put him on the thumb there.
But yeah, no, but it's true. It's true. Yeah.
I think the glaring one this season has been Diego Costa at Chelsea. Now, had Morata managed to continue in the same vein of form in which he started, we perhaps wouldn't even think this was worth mentioning. But I just think the way that whole situation was managed, and we've covered it before, so I'm not going to talk about it for too long, was fairly poor from Conte and can maybe be seen as the start of the end to his tenure at Chelsea, potentially. Who else? Alexis Sanchez leaving Arsenal in January rather than the start of the season.
Yeah, he should have been sold.
I think that was quite damaging to your campaign. Who else? Giroud, maybe from Arsenal as well. You certainly could have used him last night, right?
Yep.
I don't think I have a more interesting answer than you, Per, or what I've just quickly gone through. Who shouldn't be released this summer? Who should be sold this summer? I'd like Napoli to keep all of their stars this summer. I think Juventus are going to pip them to the Serie A title. Although Juventus still have Roma to play and Inter, so I think a lot rides on those games. But if they can keep Insigne, who's probably more of an attractive prospect to other clubs as a result of being 5 years younger than someone like Dries Mertens and Hamsik, then they'll be doing extremely well. Because there's a bit of a dearth, maybe not of top class wide young talent. I mean, you've mentioned Martial, that is potentially available for the right price, and I think Napoli fans may be fearing bids for Insigne. Imagine if he went to Juventus, that'd be ugly, wouldn't it? Him and Dybala, like a fucking pair of barflies up top. Anyway, so they're my answers. I've got a cold, so I'm ending the show after 2 questions. So guys, that was this week's Continental Club Vintage, you might say. Patrick Strong, what else is happening on Football Daily?
On Football Day, all the things are happening on Football Daily.
All the daily football, right?
Hot takes, did some hot takes.
Yes.
McCubs and I did some hot takes in preparation for Arsenal's game at Man United, which is guaranteed Man United win.
Your cam show.
Yeah, so we...
Yeah.
What?
Hot take.
Shut up.
What?
There'll be a link to that in the description. So check that out, and obviously check out Stat Wars the Champions at the moment. There's also an OG Stat Wars between me and Hamill. And I don't know, is there anything you want to plug
coming out tomorrow?
Not particularly, to be honest. So
Yeah, fair.
thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe and all that.
Follow my cat on Insta.